Top 5 questions for Villanova. In case you haven't guessed the first 3 days of this week, we're going through all the Final Four teams, and then we'll just kind of do a catch-all on Friday that's a little bit more fun. Number 5. Is the bench ready? No Justin Moore. It means that different guys are going to have to step up. And are they ready against a really good and deep Kansas team that can throw a lot of different looks at you? Is the bench ready for the minutes they're going to have to play against Kansas?
I bet, because Jay Wright and Villanova are locked in, even though you're losing a very talented player, the answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. They got, plenty of seniors. They've got leadership. I mean, I know it's a big loss, but like you said, Jay Wright, I'm not going to question their readiness yet. I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah. Number 4, can Colin Gillespie keep it together for them? Because we heard what John Gallagher says. If Colin Gillespie plays in a game, they don't have turnovers on consecutive possessions. Can he do that against this Kansas team? Is that the truth? Is that really how it's going to go? Because Kansas, as good a team as they are offensively, they're probably a better defensive team. And they come out of a defensive, minded conference in the Big 12.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, they're going to face pressure from all what Kansas does. I think Colin Gillespie has to almost be flawless for them to win.
I don't know about flawless, but I mean, yeah, I think he's going to.
Well, it's not like he can't turn it over.
Right? Yeah, he's got to play a good game for them to have a chance. I mean, that's the thing about Villanova, going back to your last question about the bench. I mean, it's just these guys are going to be taxed quite a bit because of the lack of depth. But, I mean, look, can he? I don't know. But does he need to for them to have a chance? Yeah, I absolutely think that he does have to play at a very, very high level. So, I mean, it's going to be all hands on deck for Nova, especially with that Moore injury.
They played 2 guys off the bench in the win against Houston. They played 3 off the bench. And, of course, everyone tightens up the rotation. There aren't many like St. Peter's that brings 5 new guys in. But the only one that really played multiple long minutes was Daniels, who I like a lot. He created some problems. I think it was Daniels last year. No, Samuels was the one that created problems for Baylor.
Yeah. Number 3, can the defense control the tempo? These are 2 very good defensive teams playing against each other, but Villanova is built more with their defense than their offense than I would even say the Jayhawks are. This is a team that they want to keep it in the 60s. If it gets in the 70s, you would think this is Kansas's game. Back and forth in the 70s. If it gets Kansas in the 70s, before Villanova gets in the 70s, then Kansas is going to run away with the game, which I don't necessarily think is going to happen because it's Jay Wright and Bill Self, and that's 2 Titans going against each other. But can their defense be the tempo controller of this game?
In their losses, of course, the Baylor loss, I mean, they scored 36 points. They gave up 57 to Marquette, 83 to Marquette, 71 to UConn, and then also in the postseason, UCLA scored 86 on them and Purdue scored 80. So, when they get into those games, not that they can't themselves score, but that's not what they usually do well.
Yeah. Number 2, can they overcome the injury to Justin Moore? I mean, is this in a week, can they get ready for this? I know it's kind of similar to the bench thing, but where are the points going to come from the starters? Where are some of those things going to come from that they'll need without Justin Moore in that lineup? And it really sucks that he's not in this game.
In the game with Houston, in the game with Houston, 7 players played. 6 of them played 25 minutes or more. 5 of them played 32 minutes or more. And then
Archie
Diacono played 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes. And that was probably to come in for maybe 30 seconds for more here and there. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the depth is going to be an issue, and they're going to be playing, those starters are going to be playing a whole lot of minutes. And I know that's not something that they're, totally not used to, but this is a fresh injury in terms of availability. So, going to be even more taxing and not a lot of reinforcements or life rafts sitting there waiting on you. So, I think they can, but it obviously, state the obvious, it makes everything far more difficult.
And every box score, and I've only been able to go to 6 or 8 of them of the games that Villanova's played, on the bench, the minutes for the bench, one, Daniels usually 25, 30 minutes. All the other ones, 0, 2, 4, and 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's what they do. So they're ready. But, that's why are these guys ready? Because they haven't played that much. Yeah. Somebody's gonna have to play more than they have against Kansas. And number 1, can they score with Kansas? If their defense does not control the tempo, sometimes you can expect a defense game or an offensive game, and it just doesn't go that way. You could, have games that are 80 81 to 77 from two teams built on their defense, and you have two teams that can't hit a shot for anything, and you have a game that's 50 to 48. I mean, so if that
game's 50 to 48, Villanova's winning.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if it gets out of their defensive control, can they score with them? I don't know. I mean, because you've got 4 guys that can score on Kansas for sure when they go, maybe 5. And especially now that Remy Martin's there. Remy, Ochai, Christian Brown. I don't even need to get into McCormick and Wilson, but they can score. And so if those 3 guys score, I don't think, and like I said from the very beginning of this thing, if those 3 guys all score in the same game, nobody's beating Kansas.
Yeah.
Well, and are they doing it at a breakneck tempo too? Mm-hmm. Like, are they up tempo and scoring, lights out? I mean, that you double whammy it there. Like Villanova's got to have all hands on deck and everybody pulling a bit more weight. But if they're also going with a pretty quick tempo, that's going to wear guys down. So yeah, it's going to be a battle of attrition for Villanova. I know they've got some options, although limited, and it is unfortunate that we're at this point. But the team that we cover on a regular basis, I mean, they had multiple injuries right there at the end of the year, and then one that lingered throughout most of the season that, we can all say what if. So, I think Villanova fans, unless they go in these next 2 games, are going to be wondering what if, Justin Moore doesn't get hurt, or what if this doesn't happen. But you know what? You got to roll with what you got. So we'll see. And it should be a great game. It would be a better game if Moore was playing.
So the news